at the countenance of the witnessing ISRO scientists.
Start to engine main auto.
दोनों स्टेप ऑन बूस्टर्स S200 बूस्टर्स सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए अपने उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं, यान को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जाते हुए।
The Charles tracking station continue to track the trajectory.
First stage performance normal.
प्रथम चरण का कुल कार्यकाल 126 सेकंड का होगा। तत्पश्चात S200 बूस्टर शांत हो जाएंगे और उन्हें यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। इस कड़ी में अगला चरण L110 चरण का प्रज्वलन है।
L110 इंजन स्टार्टेड।
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि निदेशक ने भी इसकी पुष्टि की। दोनों S200 बूस्टर्स को यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है। वर्तमान में L110 स्टेज, जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है, प्रज्वलित है और यान को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जा रहा है।
We have had the separation of the S200 motors and L110 is currently thrusting.
तरल नोदक पर आधारित यह चरण उच्च प्रणोद वाले विकास इंजन की मदद से कुल 1600 किलोन्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहा है। इंजन की अधिकतम प्रभावी क्षमता प्राप्त करने के लिए इसमें ईंधन और ऑक्सीडाइजर का खास अनुपात में मिलाकर प्रज्वलित किया जाता है। इस चरण का प्रज्वलन काल कुछ 200 सेकंड का होगा।
स्टेज परफॉर्मेंस नॉर्मल।
The tracking station at Charles Sriharikota continues to track and the Port Blair station will start to acquire signals at about T plus 200 seconds onwards. Now we have a separation of payload fairing.
जी हाँ, अब यान 115 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है और इस वजह से यह घने वातावरण से बाहर जा चुका है। अब ऊष्मा कवच की आवश्यकता नहीं रह जाती, इसलिए इसे यान से पृथक कर दिया जाता है।
The payload fairing has been jettisoned as the rocket has cleared the dense atmosphere. There's no need anymore to give aerodynamic shape to the rocket or to safeguard the satellite against aerodynamic heating.
Plus 4 minutes. First stage performance normal.
L110 स्टेज वर्तमान में प्रज्वलनरत है। सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ द्वितीय चरण LVM-3 रॉकेट का कुछ ही क्षणों में हम देखेंगे। यह L110 स्टेज अपना कार्यकाल समाप्त कर शांत हो जाएगा और कुछ ही उसके पश्चात क्रायो स्टेज का प्रज्वलन शुरू होगा।
क्रायो स्टेज इग्निशन ऑथराइज्ड।
While the L110 stage is still operating, the cryo stage ignition has been authorized. For the present mission, L110 stage is scheduled to burn for 197.8 seconds.
First stage separated.
And here we have a confirmation of the staging event.
Cryo stage ignition confirmed.
Now the third stage of LVM-3, the cryogenic stage, has commenced its operation.
जी हाँ, यहाँ दर्शकों में उल्लास देखा जा सकता है। दर्शक ही नहीं, यहाँ के वैज्ञानिक, जो कि सबसे जटिल कहे जाने वाले क्रायोजेनिक इंजन का प्रज्वलन देखकर बहुत ही उत्साहित हैं। यह सफलतापूर्वक प्रज्वलित कर दिया गया है।
A jubilant scene here in the Mission Control Center at Sriharikota and also among the visitors gallery. The cryo stage has commenced its operation and It's continuing to operate with
Cryostage performance
28.6
normal.
tons of cumulative propellant
Plus
loading
6
of
minutes.
liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. The engine develops 200 kilonewton thrust.
यान अपेक्षित पथ का पूर्णतः अनुकरण करता हुआ उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर जा रहा है। LVM-3 रॉकेट के ऊपरी चरण को हम क्रायोजेनिक अपर स्टेज कहते हैं, क्योंकि इसमें क्रायोजेनिक ईंधन, लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन और लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का प्रयोग किया जाता है। इस इंजन में गैस टरबाइन की मदद से लगभग 200 किलोन्यूटन का सामान्य प्रणोद उत्पन्न होता है। इस चरण का कार्यकाल लगभग 644 सेकंड का होगा। इस चरण का व्यास 4 मीटर तथा ऊंचाई 13.5 मीटर की होती है। इस चरण में दिशा निर्धारण के लिए इंजन जिम्बल कंट्रोल और रिएक्शन कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स का प्रयोग किया जाता है। कुल 28.6 टन क्रायो ईंधन का इस्तेमाल इस अंतरिक्ष यान में किया जा रहा है।
Plus 7 minutes.
क्रायो चरण सबसे जटिल इंजन होता है, क्योंकि क्रायो ईंधन जैसे लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन का
Cryostage
बॉइलिंग पॉइंट
performance normal.
-253 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड और लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का बॉइलिंग पॉइंट -183 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड होता है। इस तापमान में ईंधन को तरल बनाए रखना तथा इसका कार्यान्वयन करना सबसे जटिल होता है, लेकिन भारत अब इसमें पूरी तरह स्वायत्ता प्राप्त कर चुका है और इस चरण को इसरो नोदन कॉम्प्लेक्स महेंद्रगिरी द्वारा तैयार तथा परीक्षित किया गया है। यह प्रमोचन पूर्वी दक्षिणी दिशा का है। वर्तमान में पोर्ट ब्लेयर स्थित ग्राउंड स्टेशन हम तक इस यान के आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं।
Plus 8 minutes.
The satellite for this mission is CMS-03, which is a communication satellite operating on multiple bands. It is meant to provide services over a wide oceanic region, including the Indian landmass. To enable constant visibility of a satellite towards a particular region on Earth, the period of revolution of satellite in orbit should be same as the period of rotation of Earth on its own axis. This practically can be achieved if the satellite is placed at a slot at
Cryostage
36,000
performance
kilometers
normal.
above the equator. Launching a satellite into a geostationary orbit involves a meticulously planned series of steps. The LVM-3
Plus
M5
9
rocket
minutes.
is expected to place CMS-03 satellite at an altitude of 180 kilometers with an inertial velocity of 10.15 kilometers per second. This orbit will have a perigee at 170 kilometers, which is the shortest distance of the satellite from Earth, and an apogee of 29,970 kilometers. That is the farthest it will be in the initial orbit, which is a temporarily stable orbit. The thrusters of the satellite are fired using the propellant carried on board at a precise point so that the apogee is at 36,600 kilometers. The next phase is the circularization of the orbit through a series of fine-tuned burns at apogee. That is how the satellite's velocity and trajectory are adjusted,
10 minutes.
and the satellite is placed at a precise slot in geostationary orbit. The designated orbital slot determines the launch window. Maintaining a satellite in geostationary orbit, ensuring its effective...
India has launched its massive rocket LVM-3. All 7 launches of LVM-3 so far have had a 100% success record. And this time, it is carrying a satellite dedicated to helping the Indian Navy communicate with its assets and defend the country, among many other services that it will be offering once in orbit.
Presently, the cryogenic stage is...
ISRO's heaviest communication satellite, CMS-3, has taken off minutes ago.
And the performance is normal.
These are live visuals coming in. The LVM-3 M5
LVM-3 भारतीय प्रमोद
was taken off from Sriharikota, carrying the high communication satellite CMS-03. Launch vehicle is at the S-200 stage, running the strap-on boosters fueled by solid propellants. And the launch reached its third stage. That's where we are as of now. To get us a better understanding of what we are seeing on screen, I am now being joined live by our correspondent Siddharth MP, who's joining me. Siddharth, you understand this better than us all. Give us a better understanding of what we're seeing. Which stage is the rocket at as of now, and what is to come next?
So hi Shivan, let me tell you that right now it's the cryogenic stage or the final stage of the rocket that's firing. So think of each stage of a rocket as a person running a relay race, right? In relay, it's always a teamwork. So in this case, it's the third teammate or the final teammate who's running the relay race. And then the third teammate's task is to take the satellite to orbit. So it's the cryo stage that's functioning as we speak. So this mission is expected to be slightly over 16 minutes long. So thereafter, after maybe a couple of minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, we can hear the call out from ISRO regarding the separation of the CMS-03 satellite. So in simple terms, after for efficiency reasons, after every stage burns out, the stage is separated and then dumped in the ocean. That's how conventional rocketry works. So once a stage burns out, it's dumped in the ocean, and then the next stage takes over. So in simple terms, it's like a relay race to space. There are 3 stages that are functioning, one after the other. They're all part of the same rocket. But after one stage is done, then it's dumped in the ocean, and then the next stage takes over. And then the second stage is done, it's dumped in the ocean, and now the cryo stage, the final stage, is responsible for doing the last mile delivery of the satellite to that designated orbit. Shivan.
Siddharth, this is LVM-3. It has a perfect success rate so far, India's heaviest rocket. And then ISRO is launching its heaviest communication satellite, CMS-03, weighing more than 4,000 kilograms. The first time this is happening, putting it in the distant geosynchronous transfer orbit, the GTO, all happening from Indian soil. Give us the gravity of what we're seeing right now.
See, ISRO's rocketry has progressed gradually over the decades. So, with every past decade, we've built capability. To talk about 10 years ago, when the predecessor of this satellite was launched, when GSAT-7 was launched, GSAT-7 weighed a little over 2,600 kilograms. But at that time, India did not possess the kind of rocketry and the lifting power to carry that kind of a satellite to the geosynchronous transfer orbit. Therefore, what India had to do was India had to pay the European Space Agency, and they have a rocket called the Ariane, a mighty rocket and a heavier lifter. So we had to pay the European Space Agency, the Indian government paid them, and we took our satellite to French Guiana in South America, and from there that particular satellite was launched to space. That's how GSAT-7, the Indian military's first dedicated satellite, in fact it was a dedicated satellite for the Indian Navy. So that's how that satellite took to space. It flew on a foreign rocket. But over the last several years, what we've done is we've developed our own indigenous cryogenic engine. And in the interim, we've also operationalized what is known as the GSLV Mark III or LVM-3 rocket. So over the years, we've perfected this technology to launch satellites up to 4 tons. But this time around, this is weighing 10% extra, 4.4 tons, which is 4,400 kilograms. So in this case, what we're doing is we are hurling the satellite into a slightly lesser than GTO. Technically speaking, this is not geosynchronous transfer, but slightly lesser. By about 6,000 kilometers, it is lesser as per ISRO itself. And thereafter, the satellite will use its own thrusters and own engines to push itself forward and to a higher orbit. So eventually, in a couple of days or perhaps in a couple of weeks, the satellite will sit exactly 36,000 kilometers above the Indian landmass. And at all times, the satellite will be looking at the Indian landmass and the adjoining Indian Ocean region, because the purpose of this satellite is to provide 24/7 communication year-round through its lifetime to Indian Navy's aircraft, Indian Navy ships, submarines, land-based assets, and so on. So basically, this is going to be more like a relay service. So when the ship or a submarine that's deployed sends signals, the satellite captures the signal and relays it back to the base on the ground. And the reverse also happens. The base, when they have to communicate something to a ship or an aircraft, they relay the message to a satellite, and the satellite sends it back. So it's more like a postmaster. The satellite is like a postmaster in space. What it does is it gets the message from one person and it transmits it to the other. So simply put, this is what this satellite will be doing over the next 10 years at least, Shivan.
Siddharth, stay with me. We'll cut across back to the live visuals. I'll come back to you.
The trajectory of the rocket is closely following the prediction. In a few seconds from now, the cryogenic stage would have completed its operation. Up next, we will be watching the satellite injection into its intended orbit.
वर्तमान में ब्रूने स्थित भू स्टेशन हम तक यान के आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं। यान की ऊंचाई 176 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 9.63 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड। क्रायोजेनिक स्टेज के सभी तंत्र सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए
CMS-03 सैटेलाइट सेपरेटेड।
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है। CMS-03 अंतरिक्ष यान को सफलतापूर्वक उद्देश्य कक्षा में स्थापित कर दिया गया है और इसके साथ ही यह मिशन सफल होता है।
We have had a successful mission of LVM-3M5 CMS-03. 8th successful mission for the LVM-3 rocket, 5th in its operational series. CMS-03 delivered into its intended orbit.
And you've heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, that launch has been successful. The loud round of applause from Sriharikota can be heard across the world right now as India has done this from Indian soil.